time. 104, man. We are in the house, and I didn't say it last week, but it is Halloweeny, which means it's spooky booky, and it's time for us to do our thing. As you can see from that creepy shit over my shoulder, it looks bad, man. It's a bunch of creepy stuff out here, and we're gonna give it all to you. Uh, this month on Fans of Patrol started last week with something that wasn't creepy at all, and Tiff loved the monsters, and
You know what? I'm not saying it's the best movie I've ever seen, but people hate it. Like, I thought, I wasn't upset while I was watching it. And so
yeah.
sometimes I think that, like, while you look at it and it's not the best thing ever, I feel like sometimes, obviously, the poisoning of the well can really make people, it's just a cascading of hatred.
Well, for more of that, listen to last week's show.
Sorry, everybody.
We hit it deep. I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my adorable co-host, who's defending the train wreck of the monsters, Miss Tipplebot. How are you this week, Tip?
Cold, Yeah. We've switched over to our other season, which is cold.
Oh, well, I like the fall, man. I'm actually.
I do too. I love fall, but the problem with living in Iowa is that you have like 3 to 6 months of literally living in like Satan's ass crack, and then you get like 2 days of spring and 2 days of fall, and the rest is just cold.
Oh, okay, well, not like that here, However, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Just about everything, the weather and whatnot like that, and it's Halloween time now. Now I haven't watched any Halloweeny at the house other than
Oh, I have.
I've only done that Fright Night thing, I watched
Yeah.
it, but yeah, I got to get my ass in gear, because normally I have it all lined up. But ever since I met you, I've been had it all lined up.
I do kind of wonder like how much, because it's such a normal part of what I do during the year, that I'm sure that there are so many people who don't even, it's not even on their radar.
Yeah, of course. But for the nerds out there, most of the nerds out there, they kind of partake in some kind of Halloween.
Yeah, something scary or some other kind of thing. You're playing a video game or going to a haunted house.
I'm not playing I think haunted video games are way worse than movies.
Because you have the agency. You have to do it. You have to go in the dark hallway. You have to pick up that thing. I think that's great. I think that's one of the, because there's so much tension you can build, like you've seen in movies where you have a fake jump, like a fake out. You're not going to get the jump scare, but you still get the tension.
Yeah.
But in fucking horror movies, it's so much worse because sometimes they ask you to do tasks
Yes.
that occur repeatedly.
Yes.
And they're fine, right? They
like-
lure you into a false sense of security.
Nothing like being forced to go down that hallway.
Oh fuck!
And over and over again.
I think that's one of the most amazing things to me about like the original Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Is that like if you look at it from probably the perspective of people now? I mean, it's still people still like it obviously, but like if that was introduced now, I wonder how well it would do, because it is such a kind of like subtle, like you're scared to go down places because you get punished once,
Yeah.
and then for the rest of your life in that mansion you're shitting your pants.
Yeah, because you're like, ain't no in the world they didn't made all that shit creepy like that, and ain't nothing gonna happen eventually.
Well, when those dogs come out of the windows in that game, like I can't, like, is that two? Like when they're in the police station and they're go down the hallway.
For me,
and the dogs come in.
For me, it's going down that hallway in the police station, and
the liquor.
Them ravens crash through the window. I will never forget. I might have said this on the show before, but I remember sitting up there with my buddy, two big old dudes, and they were like, just I was in the middle of the night. My wife come running out of the room. We're like new hair and shit. She's like, y'all don't. Start cussing us out and stuff. This don't make no goddamn sense. I'm trying to get some sleep, but y'all in here like a bunch of bitches. And I'm like,
yeah, because the first is there's like those dogs, the meaty dogs, and they come in through the window.
Yeah, they never scared me as bad as those ravens.
Well, I think it was unexpected. I didn't, because the first time, like, there's a lot of things that happen like the first time you do it in Resident Evil.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah.
So then later you go back and you're like, oh, cool, this is that thing I get to do where I'm fine. And then it's like, surprise, bitch.
Yeah.
To the point where, you're traumatized.
So we do got a show to talk about today, y'all.
No, I mean, this is the show.
Yeah, well.
Come for whatever falls out of my fucking brain and love it.
So we do have a format here, y'all. We're just not going to jump on and start talking and stuff. So we do have some news, and we said that if we don't have no news, we're not giving you no news. But we got some news, guys, and so that's pretty good. So Tiff then found some, I guess, coming out right out of Halloweeny time. This a new movie. It's first person footage, which shit I don't like. VHS
What? Wait, wait.
99.
Wait. Do you not like it because it's too scary, or you just don't like it?
I just don't like it.
Okay, okay, okay.
I think it's lazy. Anyway,
Oh, fuck.
and we'll get there and talk about it. And we have a new trailer for Mario, and we're gonna talk about that. And that's all I'm gonna say is Mario. And it's after show 400, guys, and our game master, the Tiff Master Bot,
No.
has went and dug up a bunch of new games for us, and so we're gonna. Well, it's not even.
I mean,
this is like a segment, so we're gonna.
yeah,
do
it's just
everything.
like you're gonna love it. Maybe, probably not.
Right now, the tentative name is What a Fan Rather, and so that's what we gonna. That's sticking in my head.
Montego loves to come up with little names. I usually do it, but he
Yeah.
needs a name.
Yeah. Gotta have a name. And the big one for today is that creepy shit you're seeing over my shoulder if you're watching this on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Smile. Goddamn, just that look. If you just set me in the theater for 2 hours with that look, just not knowing if the woman. Oh my God.
A long time ago, a video game comedy group, Mega 64, which maybe people who listen to this would know, they're pretty famous in that kind of realm, did a thing called Chin Down, Eyes Up.
Chin down, eyes up.
And that's kind of like what's happening here, is when you go,
oh.
And for a while they were claiming that all covers of all video games were like chin down, eyes up, because like that's like a badass look. And so sometimes when I see this,
Chin down,
this I'm not as scared seeing this poster because all I can think of is chin down, eyes up.
I could see that.
I'm sorry.
To me, that shit is jarring. So
Yeah, I mean, here it is. Yes, it is creepy, but like I also have that. I mean,
No,
like
no,
there's
no.
these weird thoughts I also have that make it less creepy.
that softens it a little bit. I have to admit,
Because it's like, ooh, badass. Anyway, I'm ready to talk about it. I can't wait to fucking hear what you have to say.
All right, well, we're going to take our first break and we're going to come back. So, are you ready to roll on this creepy day?
You just heard I said I did.
Okay, let's go. All right, man, we are back. It's time for some social media presence out there. Tiff, could you tell the good people other places that they may already have downloaded that they can listen to it?
So our main hub is fansofpatrol.com, and you can email us at fans@fansofpatrol.com, or get to us on social media, which is at Fans of Patrol on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Fans of Patrol 0 is our TikTok. We have a YouTube, which some people are checking out. A Patreon, like for $1, and then on your favorite listening platform, what you're doing maybe right now.
Indeed, man. So
Why do we do that?
what?
I always kind of like the social media makes sense to me. But since the beginning of time, we've always said, listen to us here. And I feel really weird about it because if you're hearing me say that, you have found a place to listen to me.
No. Okay, I'll put this to bed. I have listened to podcasts on some shitty platforms and I just was forced to use it, and I didn't want to listen there because I liked, say, Spotify, but didn't know I can get my show on Spotify. Just didn't know, listen to the shows. Like I wanted this on Spotify so I can put it in there with the rest of my stuff. So that's what we tell.
Oh, so you're just like letting people know who might be like on the worst app ever.
Yeah, or they're on there because I'm, like when we got on iHeart. A lot of people listen to iHeart. It's like, oh, I can just add them to iHeart and put them in the rest of my stuff. That's what we do. So,
it's for the people who are already here. I was always thinking we were trying to get people to come, and I was like, they're not hearing that.
We're
Listen,
spreading the love.
I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, I guess. I'm just making it through. Here I go.
These are your notes. Why don't you take us through the gambit here?
Okay, so I put in this VHS 1999, which VHS is like a series of movies that has come out. I don't know if they're always found footage. I think the one that I saw was about a magician, I want to say. They are kind of just like, in some ways goofy, I think. And I turned that one off, not because it was disturbing, but because I was like, eh.
You're talking about this thing here? It's out already?
No, there's other VHS movies.
Oh, I was not aware.
It's part of a series.
Gotcha. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, like Paranormal Activity. It's
Gotcha.
not always the same people. And I don't even think that the plots are. I don't think they're related.
Now that you're mentioning that, I think I kind of remember seeing
Yeah,
something.
they kind of all tend to be on like this one's not gonna go to a theater,
Oh,
right?
okay. On Shudder.
It's on Shudder,
Yeah.
which I have so many mixed feelings about Shudder. I'm glad that it exists. I don't necessarily think that its content is that great, but I do think that it is a place to start.
That's because they just don't have. They don't.
Right? They don't have that kind of money.
They don't have the licenses, right? Warner Brothers
No,
got
no,
their
no. I
horror
mean, like
movies.
they Shudder makes original content,
I know they do, but
and it's not great.
I'm sure they would rather do, you know,
Oh, so
both.
you're saying
Have big scary
you are
movies, have their
saying
own content. Yeah, yeah, I'm
they're
sure.
making their own content
Yeah,
because it is cheaper than purchasing like even like a shitty
technically,
80s horror movie.
right, exactly. They can't afford
Get the fuck out of town. I mean, they have stuff, but they do have stuff on there. They have like regular stuff, but it is also,
licensing, man. It's heavy
yeah, it's
too.
also like Ben Jones's Backyard Production Company
Yeah,
presents Scary Clowns 2. You know what I mean? It's never like I'm never like, well, I gotta get over there before that gets off a Shutter.
right. There's no Showtime. There's no HBO. They're not.
Um,
So that's
right. So
why.
this one,
Yeah. So this one.
I kind of want to know what I don't want to tell you what I think. I want to know what you think.
Okay. I literally gave it a chance, but one, the found footage thing was a definite
Why
put off.
why don't you like found footage?
I have never liked it since the first time I saw.
You didn't like
Well,
Blair Witch.
I saw Blair Witch, and it bothered me that it never stopped. Like I hated that the whole thing was
You
like
wanted
that.
it to switch
Yes,
from that. Did
but
you
then
not did sorry.
but then Cloverfield came out, and
Yeah.
I watched that, and I was just like, I hate this shit. I decided in watching Cloverfield that I did not like this. I don't want to see the cheap think about who I am. I love the
Yeah.
pretty. I like the sprinkle on the pretty. I love a great shot, and I just hate the we're pretending to do shitty shots. Just I hate it. So that was a put off for me. But the other put off for me, although it was some creepy shit going on, and I know it's a series of short stories, and it may be worth the watch. But I looked at this and I said, was this person even around in 1999? Because they just seemed like everything was like such. It was so unlike 1999. Everything was so hyper, you know, hyper whatever. And I was like, this is not 1999 was not like this.
Everything in 1999 I feel like maybe looked like this, but was
It was
also
like
was
they
also was
overdid it.
also covered in dirt. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain that 1999 was dirtier than whatever's happening
It
here.
was dingy. Everything was dingy in this thing. I'm like, yeah. So, like, even like the game host shows with the, I was like, it's like this person was not alive in 1999, and
They might not have been.
this is what they're thinking it was, and you got to.
Although the one I did see that I thought is there's one that has like a 90s camera footage, like the
Yeah,
more like it's on a personal camcorder rather than like, which is what they're all supposed to be, but some of them have like more cinematic quality. There's one that actually looks
yeah,
as if they had shot it with a real.
and that's another thing. You had a few people running around with those big old things. I had one, but I mean that wasn't really a thing because there was no place to show it but in your living room. You know what I'm saying?
I
There was
would
no.
say that like for my age, and so I was 15, 1999.
Mhm, yeah,
So around this time, and we had,
come
and
on.
into high school, we had little cameras.
I don't remember no little
We
cameras.
had little, yeah, you had like littler cameras that you could record things with.
Okay, and where did you show that footage at? Because it wasn't on no damn internet.
No, we would look at it ourselves and
That's
embarrass ourselves. Like
that's my point.
we did it to hurt, we did it to hurt each other for sure.
Yeah, that's my
Like to try
point.
to catch each other doing stupid shit and whatever.
That's my point. It was like, no big medium for this damn thing, and so it just bothered me. I didn't care for this at all. I just was like, it looked like a big old mess, and like I just didn't like it. What about you?
I actually didn't hate it.
Hmm.
Like I thought it looked goofy. It looked stupid. I love that they were playing Larger Than Life because
Yeah,
that to me is one of the stupidest songs. And also I can't stop. I mean, like if it's on, I'm like, okay.
it's the
Hmm.
90s. Let's play something from the 90s.
I remember the 90s. So when I watch it, I'm like, it seems like something that I could like give a try, but I don't think it's anything special, but it could be fun.
Now that sums it up, Tifflebot. That you speak for me also in that. It I don't think it's gonna be worth a goddamn, but I would give it a try for But my patience
Yeah.
will be thin. I'll be sitting there like,
Right, but I'll just turn it off. It's one of those ones I wouldn't feel guilty. Like sometimes you start a movie and like it's weird. You kind of like know that even if it's not good, you're probably going to finish for
I'm
some
gonna give this
reason.
a bunch of passes because what else am I doing?
Right. I don't know, but then there's like some movies that you're like you can only turn on if you know that you can turn it off. You're like I can only give this a try knowing that I can walk away.
That's true. That's true. So I'm not going to Shutter, so I will never see this.
Oh, I bless you, Shutter. I'm not paying for you.
No,
I would never. I just couldn't. I think we maybe watched one film on Shutter one time for the
free?
show.
Yeah. 7 days, 5 days.
I got in and out on that trial, and I didn't stick around because the show sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for the freebie. See you later. So, man, let's get to something that actually does look pretty good.
Let's talk about it.
We've been talking. Not we haven't, but there's been
The internet's been talking.
Internet's been talking about Chris Pratt. I don't know why he was so important that he was playing the voice of Mario and Charlie Day and all these other people. So they was doing an animated Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done this before, and Tiff has a fondness for that movie.
It's not animated.
No, it's not animated, and it was
But there is an animated Mario Brothers television show that I also liked.
The movie was a disaster, and shouldn't have been done. It just
Whatever.
wasn't ready for that. This, in my opinion, is where it should be. This is exactly, if I'm gonna watch a Mario thing, it should be animated because it's animated. And mushrooms running around in live action is creepy as shit. We don't
Yeah, you know what the thing about it is, I love mushrooms and for lots of different reasons, but they are disgusting entities. Like, do you know what I mean? Like when you really fucking think about it, everything about them is disgusting.
In movies they had the mushrooms moving and like,
oh yeah, and you're like,
fungus to be coming off of them as cloud of fungus.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, all I see is their little veiny spores just getting in everything.
It's terrible. So they didn't show you much with this except for. Well, they did show you the one scene which I thought was really good with the penguins,
Yeah, I thought that when I watched this, I think people were kind of I don't know how it is now. I don't know if it's quieted down now, but people were really upset about this whole Mario situation. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
I did not know that. What's wrong? What the hell, y'all? What's the problem? What's the problem? Shit.
Well, they were upset about Chris Pratt doing a Mario voice.
Oh, really?
Which he's not. Here's the thing. The whole concept of Mario is already like a goof from Japan's perspective. It's not like Italian people made it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but you can pretty much make fun of Italians without it being that offensive.
Jesus, don't say that. Don't. That is not true.
I was talking to somebody at work, and it was like,
what?
I was talking to somebody at work, and it was like, it's kind of funny. You can do a British accent. You could do a Belgium accent. You could do Netherlands. You could do Australian. You could do Italian. You could do French. Mm-hmm. But then do an Asian accent. That's your ass. You know what I'm saying? So
because
I know. I'm just saying.
And I'm not saying. You know what? Maybe no more accents for anybody. Just unless it is your own. Just unless
wait a minute. Is that accent real?
Show me your card.
Prove it.
It's terrible. I get why it's offensive to people. But I'm saying Mario is already like a making fun of Italian people thing.
Is it? But I have never met an Italian that was offended by Mario.
No. I don't think it's he's a cute maybe as a cute little guy. No, I think that so I'm not sure how the internet maybe has turned since the trailer came out.
Yeah.
But I think leading up to it, people, because of that choice, the Chris Pratt choice, were questioning how good the movie might be. So like I saw the trailer and I'm not sure if people have like changed their mind, but I think
it was great.
It looks great. It looks like a great kids movie.
It does. It does.
The way that penguin talked, I mean, like that joke was. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm 36 years old, but I could feel in my heart that if I was my younger self and I was in the theater and that penguin said that, I'd shit my pants. I would laugh so fucking hard. But, like, I mean,
like, what do you say? Like, have we made our point or some shit like that?
Yeah, he's like, do you want any more or something like that?
It was hilarious.
It
was funny.
Yeah, it was like a cute joke. and I wasn't like, that's another thing I have to confess about watching trailers that are intended for children and have like children specific comedy in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is going to make me sound like a bitch, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like when I see a trailer with other adult human beings and the humor in the trailer is for children and human adults laugh at it,
that's me.
It makes me sad.
It's me. I'll laugh at it.
No, I'm sure you laugh if it's actually funny, but listen, I'm going to say it again. I've talked about this before, and I have a terrible experiences when I went to see a movie and they play the trailer for Happy Feet 2.
Yeah.
And those penguins with the tits like slid down the ice and then they started singing I'm Bringing Sexy Back.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But they changed it to Fluffy.
Okay.
And all the adults in the audience at the theater I was at were laughing, and I thought, this is the downfall of society. This is the end of us all.
Have a sense of humor, Tiff. Have a sense of humor.
I have a sense of humor, and I laugh when things are funny.
So, back to this.
I've already forgotten what we were talking about. Oh, the penguin.
It looks to me that maybe they might have some real world scenes. It looks like he's like, I would have surmised that he fell into a Mario thing because he's like, where am I at?
I think this is it's Mario's first time in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I don't think he's actually Mario, or if he is Mario, he's like got turned into a cartoon or something.
No, I think he's Mario.
Yeah, well, you think I got
because have you ever played a Mario game?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm pretty sure in 64 he wakes up and is confused about where he is.
Okay, I don't know shit.
I think it's a common thing that happens to him.
I don't remember all that.
Because King Koopa's like stealing the princess, and somehow
jumping on mushrooms and stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. Anyway, sure, maybe he's a real Italian man, and he fell in a sewer, and when he woke up, he was in the Mushroom Kingdom. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay, fuck.
That's what I think.
Jesus,
we shall see,
fuck.
everybody. We shall see.
If that happens, I can't tell you how furious I will be. I think that will totally change. I came on this show today being like, I'm ready to talk about how I am, like, this is going to be an okay movie, and now you've pissed me off.
I'm saying, man. That's what I
Why would they do? Listen, it's not real. It's just something Montego thinks. It's not real. It's just something Montego thinks.
So I don't know, when does this come out? In April, they said on the screen.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it said April. So I would like to see this. I would probably.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're gonna make me see it.
We might have to take a look at this one. Anyway, man. So that is the news, man. So why don't we take a break and we're gonna come back with What a Fan Rather, man. So hold on to your seats. We'll be right back. All right, man, we are back. It's time for What a Fan Rather. Now, Tiff, you didn't, you invented this. You're the brainchild behind it.
I didn't invent this. It's a word game.
Well, it doesn't. Well, you brought it here and you made it.
Yeah, I brought the word "Would you rather" to this and made us change it into like a pop culture-y, whatever we're talking about. We're gonna try to, if we do this, and if people like it.
Well, I never heard of Would You Rather.
You never? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought that was just something everybody knew about.
No, so you must.
Oh, okay. So, as probably a lot of people listening know, common game played amongst youth is Would You Rather, where you basically take two things that are equally bad, maybe, and the person is supposed to answer which they would rather do.
You're hosting, right? So I guess I'm gonna go first, right?
Yeah, and I guess we'll both answer how.
Yes. Yeah,
obviously. Yes. Go on. Okay, so you're gonna ask me what would you rather?
So,
okay,
Tiffelbot, would you rather be in the room during the exorcism, like the movie?
Oh, this one's already good. I'm upset. Okay,
sleep all night with Annabelle.
Oh, you fucker! That one is so good, actually.
Woo!
You know what? I guess. Oh, fuck! This is upsetting to me.
Because that damn doll moves
around. You know that exorcism. That bothers me. The whole thing.
Yeah.
You fucker. So I'm gonna say actually in the room with the exorcism.
because the shit is going on and you can see.
Yeah, and plus there's someone there to help me and people who believe me that it was happening.
The pot
right?
of ice compels you.
Right.
The pot of
right.
ice compels you. Like, throw that shit on me. Throw it on me.
Yeah. Over here. No. So like just like a t-shirt cannon with like a Jesus and
Woo, no tip.
so
that damn thing be looking at you like,
yeah, with Annabelle, I feel like I'm trapped and probably nobody would believe me, right?
The bitch go get me! Oh my god!
Yeah, they'd be like, put her in the loony bin. She's it's over. Anyway, what would you rather do?
I hate to say this shit, but I would take the exorcism too because people in there.
Right.
I'm like father. Hey, that damn doll, like in the movie first started.
Yeah, she got too much power.
She coming down that hallway every time they turn it. Oh my god! No.
Not just me and a doll. I couldn't possibly. So like,
I'll take the action over the creep.
I do think that there is just something about knowing that you would be able to be believed, no matter what bad thing happened to you, that makes it better than having it happen to you and then being absolutely considered crazy.
But and then like they got them scenes with Annabelle where she all of a sudden she got a butcher knife in her hand.
yeah, and also like the fact that like I think she makes other people do things, right? Like she
yes. Yeah. Next thing you know, the little girl,
then you're stabbing someone, right? No, I don't want to be responsible for anything.
Yeah, so that's my number one tip.
All right, so here's mine. It's a little bit different than yours, but I think you'll get it, and I think it's going to be really easy for you to answer.
All right.
Would you rather hear like a really corny clown honk every time something that is supposed to be scary happens in any movie? Yeah, so you're like you're watching like an intense thriller. Anyway, I can't do a clown horn, as you can tell. It sounded like a seagull dying. Or never see another movie.
Ooh, oh shit! Give me the horn.
Yeah, you'd have to hear the horn, but I imagine after a while you'd stop hearing it. But this kind of stupid shit that I think about is that I wonder like how much other things you would be deprived of when trying to suppress a certain sensory, right?
That should drive you crazy though. You'd be sitting there. Like,
yeah, I wonder how long you'd make even wanting to continue to watch film, and then you would just never watch another movie again anyway. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, shit. Yeah, but I'll take the horn. What about you?
That was yeah. I'll do the horn.
Take the horn. Good. Yeah.
But I feel sad just thinking about it. I've made myself sad.
I might be like, you might drive you nuts.
Oh, I'm already nuts.
You might stop watching movies anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like I honestly thought about this and made myself fucking sad. I was like, eventually you would just stop.
You were like, man, I don't want to hear that shit no more.
I'm done. You just like you join like a monastery and just be like, no more. I don't even want to hear the sounds of Avengers coming from the other room.
End up murdering a bunch of clowns. You'll be in an insane asylum. Against the wall and shit. Shit. Okay.
Shit. Okay, it's your turn. I'm sorry.
My second one.
Yeah.
So, if you had to battle and be
Yes.
in battle as you do in a lot of these creepy, scary ass movies, would you rather battle Pennywise or Cujo?
Cujo.
Why?
Listen, I don't want to be mean.
Yeah.
But you can kill a dog.
Oh, you can kill a dog, but you couldn't. Could nobody kill that damn dog?
Yeah, and I understand that, but there's also something like when it comes down to it, if I'm gonna choose the kind of horror that I'm actually experiencing in my own life,
okay,
I would much rather it be mostly physical than psychological.
I'll take Pennywise, man.
That's so fucking surprising to me. Is it because he's ridiculous and you just get over it?
No, well, there's some ridiculous things about him. It's scary. I'm not trying to, take it lightly.
Yeah. Relax, everybody. I'm not taking it lightly. Yeah. I'm not taking the clown monster,
but
without any
that dog look. Everybody in that movie died except for the woman and the little boy. That dog didn't give people a chance. It was your ass, and it was like and then even if he did get away from his ass, he bit you. You got to go get the rabies and all that shit.
I know, but like I think I would rather die
No, that's not a choice.
than to live. No. I'm like, I'm taking my risk against Cujo
Okay.
because I would rather my
Then be tormented. You're saying.
physical self be
Yeah.
gone
Yeah.
than to be, yes, tormented to the degree that potentially I will never become a human afterwards, right?
Okay. I'll still take I'll take Pennywise. The hell.
Because like while I'm watching it,
Yeah.
I think it's not that scary because it's not real.
Well,
Right. I mean, like part of your brain has that kind of dissociate, like, so that you're not driving yourself insane by seeing these things that could potentially be real, right? Your brain knows what's real and that's what's not real, for the most part.
Yeah.
But if I was in a situation where I believed that whatever was happening in that movie to be real,
that's what you got to do in this game.
then no, absolutely fucking not. I don't want to be insane. I mean, I'm already insane and I'm barely holding it together.
What's your second one?
Oh, this one's the really gross one, and I guess I just need some guidance about whether or not we should do it.
Okay.
This one is more like a real fucking would you rather question.
Okay.
And it's based off of here we go. Would you rather
Indeed.
all food feel like putting maggots in your mouth?
Okay.
It's maggots, Michael.
How do they taste? Okay.
Or all liquid has like the consistency of phlegm.
Oh, that's disgusting. I would take the maggots because at least I can enjoy some bourbon.
Like that, literally just saying that. I was torturing myself all the way up to this segment thinking about this question and how sick it was making me. Yeah, I would do the maggots.
They noodles, Michael.
It's noodles, Michael. That's what
right.
While you're eating.
I want my bourbon smooth, but I don't want it that smooth. You know, so, nah. Don't ruin drinking for me. At least I can get effed up.
Yeah, I mean, like, probably after a while you wouldn't even care about the maggots, but I think you'd probably always care.
Yeah.
We made it through. I apologize to anyone listening who may be upset.
All right, Tiff. My number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have a team up with Ash from The Evil Dead or Laurie Strode?
Laurie?
Team up with Laurie?
Hell yeah!
Okay, because it's you know,
I understand
everybody
that
around them dies. Both of them.
I understand. Yeah. I'm just saying. I also understand that in a lot of ways, Laurie is a lot less powerful than Ash.
Yeah.
But I just think we'd have a great time on the way out. We would like a Thelma and Louise type situation as we, skyrocketed over a pile of his victims, Michael's victims.
Yeah. This was actually kind of hard to me because I watched the TV show and 2 of his cohorts made it through the whole season, so I'm like, well, but it'd be creepy shit happening with Ash. At least all we got to worry about is Michael. So I would take Laurie Strode.
Yeah. Like, listen, I think that we'd be, but also like, I do think that like there's just something about Ash that's like chaos, right? So like that's draws it in.
Ash, you can kill his monsters.
Yeah, that's true. Laurie, but we've established that's not going to happen. Michael won't die. No, but like,
I switch. I take Ash.
Really? Yeah. I think for me, it's more just like I am already going to be fucked up no matter what's happening because it's a fucked up situation. Yeah. And he would probably not calm me down in any way.
Oh no, he gonna.
But she would, I think.
He gonna have you on 10. That's
like I think she might say, "Listen, we're about to die.
Right, exactly.
Here's a quilt."
Yeah, we could take him out
and some hot cocoa. Right. But you're also going to have to take this Bowie knife.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Good question. I think it's a good question.
A good question, I said to myself about the question that I wrote.
I said to myself. I said self?
I said self? Good job. Okay, here's mine. Is this our last one?
I got one more. This is 3.
Oh, good. I'm glad I wrote that extra one because it's actually the 4th one. Would you rather be in the saw contraption or be forced to put someone in the saw contraption?
Shit.
You or someone else has to go in the saw contraption. Who is going to go?
Damn. Perfect stranger, you got to go, Chief. You got to go.
Okay, well, I'm not sure that you know what? We'll just leave it at that. Just someone off the street, sure, put them in.
Perfect stranger, you gotta go, Chief. What about
But you have to do it, Montego.
Yeah, but perfect stranger.
You have to look. Yeah, but perfect stranger, sure, kill him.
You're like
I can't believe you even have to ask this question. Now I'm getting in the machine.
You're getting in the machine. You're taking the L.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I just couldn't live with the guilt afterwards.
would
Nothing would be fun anymore.
The person being one of the worst people on the planet.
I mean, here's the thing. I might need help getting into the machine because I just crying the whole time. Oh, this is the worst thing we've ever done, maybe.
Great. I got one more.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Would you rather?
Mm-hmm.
This is an easy one. Would you rather be trapped in the Bates Motel or the Timberline Lodge? For those who don't know, the Timberline Lodge was the hotel in The Shining.
Oh. I want to be stuck in the Timberline Lodge. I thought it was the High View Hotel.
It might be. That might be the real name of the place.
Oh. Yeah, I want to be trapped in there because, like, yeah, it's creepy, but it also has like some beauty to it. Huh. Like the Bates Motel is I'm gonna die there too, but it's dingy.
Okay. I'll take the Bates Motel because it's only one effort that you
I see what you're saying. You want to survive. I wasn't thinking about making it out alive. I was just thinking about the good time I was going to have before it happened.
It's full of ghosts and creepy ass twins. So no for me. The twins one of my favorite creepy. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No,
you know the scene where like they walk by the room and there's like that bunny man and the guy, like, you know what I mean, and you're like. This is amazingly creepy. Even though if first of all, if I saw that in real life, I would be so happy. I would not stay around to see what they were doing, but I could not wait. I would bust through a window on my way to tell someone what I saw.
Hey, I'm out with the twins.
I mean, like, The Shining is just, to me, in like an unimpeachable film.
Yeah, 100%. It's flawless.
So, like, I think part of me is like, yeah, put me in there. Because I'm like, I like that movie. But you're right. It is like, and also, like, even if I was going to escape,
yeah,
I'm not making it out of that fucking hedge maze. I'm stupid. Like, as soon as I get in there, I'm lost.
Look, I'm beating the shit out of this dude in this dress. And that's all I know. I'm making it out of this sucker. He's the only thing standing in the way.
You're putting him in the saw contraption.
His ass is gone. That's it. So yeah, I'll take the Bates Motel, and that was my last one. What do you have?
Okay, so my last one is, where are we hiding?
Okay.
We are in a confirmed dangerous situation, all right? Okay. Are we hiding in the basement with no light bulb? Mm-mm-mm. Or are we running into the woods where we heard screaming an hour earlier?
I'm going into them goddamn woods. because I could still jig, I could juke to the left and juke to the right like that. I ain't in the basement and being in the damn corner like, here it comes. No, I'm juking.
I just want to see you in every horror film. I just want to see your ass. Just take them all on.
I'm juking. I'm
Listen, I won't even go into a basement with no light bulb if nothing scary is happening. So,
hey, think about that basement in the convent. They're down there swinging and shit.
Yeah, see, I'm in the woods, and I understand that I'm going to die in these woods. Probably, not even necessarily from anything scary. I'll probably trip and fall on a stump and kill myself.
You got a fighting chance on your feet.
But right. Like I had heard.
Yeah.
During, like, just violence training, like violence in the workplace. Yeah. Not even necessarily at the time. I'm not even sure if it was like.
Yeah.
Was like, your best opportunities for survival is to move.
Oh, keep moving. That's the world. That's the world.
Like, you're not gonna. You might think it's hiding.
They gotta go. You gotta keep moving. Of course.
No.
You just ting. He's only running so fast. Matter of fact, he walking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
that's like just knowing that something's gonna catch you, no matter how slow it goes, is an amazing horror tactic.
Yeah, and it's like, goddamn, how he get in front of me when I'm stroking?
When I'm stroking.
And we literally saw him walking two. Now he in front of me like, ding, ding, ding. Dude, I just ran 3 miles and you walked a half, you know?
Montego's like just mad generally that he's done more work for it.
I'm smoking, I'm stroking, I'm rolling, you know? All right. So that was great, Kev. I love this game. I love this game. I love this game. So we're going to take our final break and we're going to come back with our creepy for the week. Smile. Hold on to your bunny rabbits. Boom! We are back. It's time for the spooky, man. So, man, if this is your first time listening to the show and you like horror movies, then this is the month for you because this is what we do all month long, man, until it's over. And this week, it's something fresh and new. This wasn't on my radar at all until last week, and I was like, let's go see that because I saw the trailer. It looks spooky as hell. We didn't even review the trailer on the show, you know. So
no, you want to know? Because when I saw this trailer, I did not think you would have any interest in seeing this film.
oh well, it's spooky time, you know. So
It is. Sometimes you gotta do what you don't want to do in October.
gotta do right. So, Smile, 2022, rated R, 1 hour 55 minutes. This is directed by Parker Finn, whoever that is. So after witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain to Fobot. Rose must confront the troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. That's the synopsis, pretty accurate. And who's in this thing?
Okay. So Sosie Bacon, that is our lead.
Yeah, I've never seen her before.
She looks familiar to me, but I can't place her.
About the same way.
Kyle Gallner, that's
I've seen
the
him.
cop boyfriend. He is one of my favorites. He's in Veronica Mars and Jennifer's Body.
Okay, he's been in some other shit too, because I've seen this dude
Yeah.
in quite a few things, and he has a different look in a lot of the movies.
Yeah, he looked a lot different in this movie.
Yeah.
Older. He has kind of like a baby face, but I get, they put a mustache on him.
They put a little adult stash on him.
Put a little stash on him. Make him look a little older.
Yeah.
Cal Penn is in this movie, which I loved to see him. I was a little bit upset that he was not in it very long.
Yeah, but added some legitimacy to the film a little bit.
Yeah. I kind of thought, oh, this is gonna have goofy parts, which there were, I think, intentionally funny parts in this film, but it is not like any kind of goofy horror.
Oh,
yeah, there were parts that my theater laughed.
Wow, not
Rob Morgan,
yeah.
Jesse T. Usher, that's A-Train.
A-Train from The Boy got a job.
And my friend actually leaned over. I don't think she's ever seen The Boys, and said, "Oh, her cute boyfriend's gonna die."
Yeah. You just know
That's what she said to me because she thought he was so cute. She didn't want him to die. Caitlin Stacy, Robin Weiger, Judy Reyes, Jillian Cisner. I think a bunch of other people that don't matter.
Oh my goodness! And Ura Yana Sanchez, she played the nurse.
Oh yeah, she's famous. She's a lot of kind of like one of those people that's in everything.
Yeah, she's pretty fine. She didn't look fine in the movie, but she's pretty fine. Her IMDb pick is pretty.
Judy Reyes. Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff.
Yes. So, man, before
she's in fucking goddamn it, Scrubs.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that show, but
I don't watch that show. I never did. However, before we go any further, it is still time for one word. One word.
I didn't think about my one word like a dummy, so I'm gonna say fun.
Fun.
Yeah, my theater experience was insane for this movie, and it was great. There was a lot of teenagers, and when you go to a movie with a lot of teenagers, especially a horror film,
screaming and shit,
there's just a lot of reactions to shit. Yeah, there's some talking that I didn't mind. We'll talk about that more later. But okay, what about you?
My one word is creepy.
Very creepy.
Very, very creepy, but creepy in a fun way. I enjoyed myself watching this. I like when you got my ass creeped out, and then you throw in jump scares, which you know what's gonna happen, but they didn't bother me. They was great. I was like, oh fuck, got me.
But I did think I got kind of touch on this earlier in the podcast, is that the art of a good jump scare, right? And in this movie, I think they do a lot of good building, and then they do a lot of sometimes they don't give it to you.
Yeah, because every time she got in that car, I just
Yeah.
knew something was
He's like,
going to happen,
"Ugh."
and it never happened.
Yeah, and you were. I think this movie does a really. So the one thing I would say about this movie before we get into it
Yeah.
is that I thought it could have been an even better movie if it wasn't so self-indulgently long, because there are parts of this movie that like could have been trimmed down, and I think if they did that, I would have had the experience of being on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Some parts did
Some
feel
got a
long.
little long, a little like indulgent in like her grief and stuff where I'm like, I get that she's sad, but we already know.
Yeah, yeah. Move on.
Hmm.
I feel very similar to you.
Yeah.
So let's hit those spoilers and let's get into it, man. Movie didn't waste no time starting with the bullshit. Let me tell you that. I mean, so
Um
the hospital was creepy even with bright lights
yes.
on.
Yes. And even like her patience and like just like the general, so there's a kind of like phenomenon I feel like in horror of the on-caring nurse receptionist, and not in like the way that they are mean necessarily, but that you there's an established kind of like, if something goes wrong, this no nonsense nurse at the front desk will not help me. Now, I thought they were going there with this woman because they did such a great job of establishing her as like kind of a background character, but then she just went away.
You talking about the nurse Wanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yes.
Which I don't mind that. I love having a background character in a film that is really strong that doesn't even need to go anywhere, but like those are the kind of things I think that like accidentally escape
Yeah,
our knowledge of what makes a film not necessarily the greatest film we've ever seen, but like better than some, because our lives are rich and strange in the background.
yeah,
And like that kind of stuff lends kind of like a currency to the rich mindset that you have.
yeah.
But this movie just goes, I feel like potentially, even though a lot of really creepy and gross stuff happens in this movie,
Uh-huh.
this first death is so gruesome.
Well, even before that, they really have want to they make sure you get it's established that this character is at the end of her rope. She sleep on a job in her
Yeah.
office. She's burnt out. She should take her ass home and recharge her battery. And but she don't. Because
Yeah.
she know every goddamn thing, and you don't want to listen to nobody. And it's ridiculous. And she goes in there, and this whole thing, yeah, this whole scene, and that's the character name was Laura, played by Caitlin Stacy. I think Staley. Anyway, she came in there and she was all messed up, and we knew where the movie was going because we saw the trailer. But goddamn, when she started screaming, and the lady gets up and she turned her back to her, which would never happen in a situation like that.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So they did a bad.
I feel like there would be, sorry.
No, real quick. They did a really bad job at establishing protocol in a emergency play. No, somebody would be right outside that door. It wouldn't take 15
Yes.
minutes for somebody to come
Yes.
and save you because your ass would be dead in there. So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you said that, and I was like, I thought, oh, he's just trying to figure out how to say it, so I didn't mean to talk over you. But I was like, yeah, I feel like a a patient in a psychiatric hospital who has been
Emergency.
who has been brought in after involvement in a violent crime
Yeah.
wouldn't probably be there without an officer, probably.
Oh, right.
And
out
and,
the
and this
door.
and this and the intake situation, it's an intake situation. It's
Right.
not like they've been there, right? And I'm not trying to be so one thing I will say about this movie, and I don't think maybe everyone would agree, but I have a certain specific like, feeling towards mental illness, right? Like my own and whatever. But like is that like I thought this was kind of like a plea and like a real highlighting of how people who are in desperate mental illness situations are treated and invalidated.
I got that, and I think the director went too far trying to.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It goes so hard in the movie that like it's a little bit heavy-handed.
It almost
But I
got
did
lost. It almost made me feel lost after a while because it was just like, goddamn,
right.
I'm with you, but goddamn,
Right. Especially with her, like, but
Yeah.
I mean, but I approve of this message, right?
Hey.
So I'm on your side. But this beginning,
Yeah.
especially like she takes so fucking long to get to that phone.
Yeah.
I was like, I would be on the phone immediately.
When the girl stood up with that smile on her face, it was
Mm-mm.
like,
Everybody in my theater was like, "Oh my god!" Like, so there was like a palpable, like we could all see these things coming, and we like were all like, like we hear people were like, "Oh shit" and stuff like that, which is fucking fantastic in this
That actress
situation.
was great because what she said
Yeah.
was, "It's the most evilest, creepiest smile." and then she pulled it off. She
Yeah,
pulled it
yeah.
off more than once in this movie because it's another scene she's in. And she's like,
Yes, yes.
oh my god,
I think that everybody in this movie who does the smile has a certain it's all their own unique
yeah.
smile, but they're all very creepy and well done.
So she murders herself, bleeds out. It takes them 30
Really
years.
bad.
Takes them 30 years to come in there and do anything. And I'm
But
sitting
she's
like,
also a doctor.
yeah.
I'm confused why there was no. I mean, she's traumatized. That let's not whatever. But I think that her character, as I understood it, would have definitely tried resuscitation
No.
or
Even before that, Tiff, when the lady
yeah.
put the glass on her face, normal people would probably grab their arm.
Yes, there would have been restraining activity, but I guess I don't know.
You would.
Like,
I worked in situations like this. It would.
but maybe if you're like not sure that you can do it, you would
never went down like
yeah.
that. Never. But it's a
But
movie.
yeah.
So
But
fine.
yeah, we just accept it.
Right.
So like
She
then
goes home, Tiff, and I see the cute little cat. I said, that cat is gone.
that's what we said. So okay, here's what happened as we watched this movie, right? I the cat is there and I'm like, fuck. And then they show cute boyfriend, husband, fiance.
Yeah, yeah.
And my friend and I were like, that cat's gone, that man's gone. Like that as soon as they walked on the screen. I will say, I don't know how much plot by plot point you want to go here.
Let's keep rolling.
So, basically what happens here is that like, and I think it's a really well done because like it's framed as trauma, which is true. She's been traumatized, right? So we don't, so like, even though we know, because we've come to a movie to see this happen, we know that she's not well or that this has happened to her. But like if you were completely devoid of that knowledge, if you had no knowledge, it would be like maybe a surprise that she became quote unquote crazy because she is actually experiencing that kind of transitional shift that happens, right? She's got like trauma and then anyway, so she's got her sister who's kind of a cunt.
Sister, she talked so much with nobody listening during that one scene. I said, and then when she was like, I was like, damn, when she was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, man, that gotta be her sister because you can't
right.
Like that. God damn. We were like, what?
But you weren't sure at first. Yeah.
No, I wasn't sure at first.
But even the husband, her brother-in-law, I thought there was like some really great like acting in the situation where like he's definitely like you would also never talk like that. He just kind of like, oh, like if I went to a dinner with a friend and her husband.
Yeah.
And her husband talked to me in any kind of familiar way, and we weren't also on that level of friendship, I would be mad. Like to chastise me, and don't chastise me.
Hey, I like when she was like, "Shut the fuck up," and he's like, "I've been looking forward to this all day." So
that was see that there was some intentionally funny moments in this movie. That was one of them, like where like I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the intermixing of those things, and it made it just seem like more real, right? So then. The other thing that really pissed me off about that sister was like, you can't come to a 7-year-old's birthday party. And I'm like, does every adult who knows a child have to go to every single one of their birthdays ever for all of time?
If your niece or nephew, you want to be there for them.
For the 7th one, it's nothing special.
Yeah, that's when they started. That's when they memory. That's the shit they're gonna remember. So I would expect, my kids' aunt and uncles to be there. But so what ended up happening is we find out that this thing is a stream. That folks, this whatever this is, this evil spirit is leaping from person to person. She takes the kitty cat to the birthday party, and the kitty cat is like dead.
She bought. So you guys, this fucking scene, I almost don't even want to tell you what happens because, well, he just told you. But like, she buys a train, but she's like, so that you start as the audience start to question reality and whatever, right? I will tell you so that like as I said, my theater full of teenagers. Don't go in there.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
Yeah.
You could tell the whole theater realized
the cat
at the same time that the cat was in that box. And the quiet, you could hear a pin drop. It was fucking that bag. Palpable as we were waiting for that box to be opened. And I mean, I think that like, regardless of how this movie ends up on the spectrum of great movies to bad movies, you rarely have a cinematic experience like that where we've all come to this because we didn't know. Like I could tell that because I hadn't thought about it.
Even more so than that, Tiff.
Yeah.
The boy picks up the cat. It's effed up, right? Mustache. Mm-hmm. I like the name too. But Mustache. Then the creature is in the house.
Yes.
Ladies. And then she falls and busts herself up. And y'all look at look, that's my sister. Please call the ambulance. Something wrong.
Yeah. I think first and foremost,
you get out. You piece of
yes.
shit. Like, what?
The thing about family dynamics, generally speaking, is obviously we all have different ones. But I mean, like, if you come to my house, right, 7th birthday party,
Yeah.
and my sister, who has never
Had men over.
until this moment
All of
exhibited
that.
any kind of, and even if she had, right?
And you know your mama,
Yes.
had problems. So oh shit.
And it's not, you guys, what happened isn't just like she upset you. I think the first thing I would do would be to call somebody. The other thing I would do would be like, listen, everybody, get the fuck out of my house. Like, we're not standing around and looking at this shit. If you're not helping, you're getting the fuck out. Out.
Well, then they had a scene later where the sister, she confronted her sister about her behavior in life, and the sister still was defending herself, even then. So the sister was a major piece of shit, and she goes out to the car, she's screaming, a little boy sees, and I was wondering why was the writing like changing? Was they gonna have like? Because I thought the spirit was gonna go into the little boy or something eventually.
No, at that part we also laughed. My theater laughed at this. Yeah, because like it's got kind of like a weird like. There's like a weirdness to it, but yeah, like I mean, here's the thing: that kid is traumatized.
No, yeah, he's effed up.
Period.
But I got a big jump scare when the sister's head swung down.
Holy fuck! And I knew. Here's the thing: I'd seen the preview, and so I knew it was gonna come. But I thought it was so there. There's like a lot of like little small body horror things in this movie that are pretty fun, but like that was really upsetting and fun.
Yeah, so she tracks down who the creature is, and then she goes to the house. It was pretty bad when she burnt up the house and got out the house and then went home and then she was back in the house. I was like, yeah, God damn it.
This whole thing is like making you question reality. So like what, so like we find out that it's a suicide demon possession. So like it's gone back and back and back. And the one guy had murdered somebody.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to murder somebody. But you guys,
she was.
Sorry.
I thought she was going to murder somebody too. I thought she was figuring out a way. Or I said, okay, she's going to murder herself out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, before it has a chance to pass to someone else. Yeah. Which, let's be honest, that's my second complaint about this movie. Is that like, if you were, and so her ex-boyfriend is the only one who believes and helps her. Yeah. And I was like, this man's fucked. So the cute boyfriend who we thought bad things were going to happen to just went away. Nothing bad happened to him. And then the old boyfriend who like was trying to help her just fucked himself. But
when she lit herself on fire, he just didn't even try to put it out or stop her or tackle her or anything.
And I kind of wonder if maybe, we talked about the first one happening too, if that's part of whatever the demon transference is, because everybody was helpless when they were watching the people do it.
What did you think about the demon when he showed itself?
Holy fuck! When it got in her mouth.
Oh, that was disgusting. I'm talking about
that was some fucking weird shit.
With
the big, and getting bigger and smaller. I thought it was all fucking great and weird. Yeah. When they showed that man whose face had been smashed with a hammer, I thought I was gonna die.
Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah, and it just kind of sat there for a minute. But I
did like seeing the little found footage when they were investigating the different people and stuff.
Yeah, it all just kind of made sense. I thought that another like kind of glue that holds like a lot of really even decent horror movies together is that like, yes, this is fake, obviously something that's not happening, but in some ways, sure.
Of course.
But that it tells you to believe something and you are able to, even if it's not plausible. And so like when I'm watching this movie, I think it has a really good argument for its reality, and I like that. But I will say that like the one thing that falls apart for me,
you might want to say that for the good, the bad, and ugly. Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay. That's a good idea. I forgot that we were doing that.
Yeah. Okay. So man, bravo to me, man, for this film.
Oh fuck! You liked it then?
Yeah, I did. I'm
glad. I thought you wouldn't like it at all.
I had a great time watching this, man. Y'all know I changed my stance on a lot of horror shit. Because it's like interactive. It's like going to Disneyland. You get to you participate in if the movie if it's a good horror movie. You're a participant. It's invoking all kind of emotions that's never like get tapped into. So Tip, it's time for the good and the bad and the ugly, Tip. So the good with you.
So the good about this movie is that I think it's a solid contender for just like a good Halloween movie.
Oh.
Just like a good, if you're into like watching horror movies and you want something new, I'd
Yeah.
say check it out.
No,
Uh,
no, no. Let's be
oh,
fair.
I'm gonna do the good. You're
Yeah.
gonna do the good.
Yeah,
Okay.
my good is I agree with you 100%. This is definitely a Halloweeny staple now. You can watch this every Halloween and give it a year, and you'll forget about some of this creepy shit that that happened, and you can watch it again. So yeah, that's really good because it's such a solid horror movie where there's so many
Mhm.
bad ones out there. So I agree with you. So that's my good. You're bad, Tiff.
My bad. My bad. I will say that I think that this movie has like the potential to become something that people really like, and it is something that like is considered really good.
Mhm.
But I will say that because I could tell that it wanted to be kind of like elevated horror. It wanted to be like
Yeah, yeah, with the
more towards the line
upside
of,
down scenes and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
more towards the line of Hereditary. I think that it allowed itself it indulged itself to the point where like it became the thing it didn't necessarily want to be. Where
Mhm.
like if it had kept like a tight grip on that like never ending pace of like anxiety, not indulging itself necessarily in over emotional tones like with her mother.
Yeah.
Like I get that that was like having it be like her fault, like legitimately or whatever at the end was so worthless to me because it didn't matter. She didn't grow from that, or it didn't really impact the.
Sure it didn't,
So
especially
like,
the ending.
yeah. So I just kind of felt like it was just something that they were trying to make me feel like manipulate me to making it feel like it was more emotional than it was, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't need that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Just like some trimming.
My ugly was definitely
You're
too.
bad. This is your bad.
Yeah, my bad was definitely too hard, beating you in the head with a hammer, with the mental health thing. You made your
Hmm.
point and it was good, but you tried to go too hard, and it's like we everybody got it and understood it and was sympathetic to it, but you
Hmm.
still kept going with it. It was like,
Right.
and that's a great point you made about all this shit being her fault because she's a victim of trauma. That was kind of like bullshit. Y'all didn't need
Hmm.
that. So what's your ugly?
So my ugly is that like there is some character inconsistencies in this film,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying that it doesn't have to end anyway in any way that I think it should, or anyone. It's the director's choice. So I'm not trying to say that like, well, but what I'm saying is that like the way that they portray this character, she's very logical.
Yeah,
And I feel like if you had gotten to the point where you knew that this was real, like
yeah,
in the realm of this movie, she's not considering that it's not real. Like
right.
it's real. She would kill herself because she's going to kill herself anyway. That's like a realization she's come to because she's got this curse. She would kill herself before she infected anyone else.
You know something? I was very surprised she didn't go and check herself in mentally and beg for restraints. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just I don't
Here,
know why.
here is what I would have done
Oh shit! That
as
scene, yeah.
as
Tiff,
as the best. What?
that scene with her doctor turned into the creature in their living room.
Oh
Oh my
fuck
god! I
yeah,
forgot
that was so
about it.
good. When she gets the
Woo-hoo!
phone call, the phone is
Yeah.
used to great effect in this movie. I
Oh yeah,
feel.
yeah, yeah. But go
Um,
ahead. Sorry to interrupt you. It just hit me. I was like, "Woo, that shit was creepy." Like, look on that lady's face, and she's like
yeah, they all
drooling
have an
and shit.
excellent really smile. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Um, is that like I think that the director or whatever was trying to find a way to show that like the horror continues, right? They didn't want to like have her do it
Oh
and
no,
end the
no. They
curse,
want a part two for this sucker for sure.
right? But me
Yeah,
as a creative genius,
should have just left it alone.
no, she should have been like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to end it so that I'm going to end the curse here, right?
Yeah,
So she's pouring the gasoline on herself. She's in a hurry. She's in a hurry. Bam, he comes in. She's already lit the match. She's fucked, right? So
yeah,
that there was some content, like I would believe that about her
yeah,
and I would believe that about him. It would be more believable with the same outcome.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I agree. I agree. The ugly for me is actually a good ugly.
Oh, go on.
The good ugly was the character Laura in the beginning, the young lady with the smile, the very first smile.
Hmm.
It was a scene where the lady thought she was seeing something in her house right at the beginning, and the girl was in the darkness over by the armoire,
Yeah.
and she was just looking shivers. Like, I mean, it was so
Yeah.
ugly. That look on her face was so ugly. I was like, ah, shit, she
People in
right
my theater were upset. They were like,
there. So that was so ugly to me, man. That she's already like, I was like, oh god, it was so ugly, but a good ugly, man. So that was my ugly, man. God damn, it spooked the shit out of me. It spooked me. I would be looking into dark rooms in my house, like,
hmm.
she over there? Is that her? You know, so there he is, y'all. The good, the bad, the ugly. I enjoyed myself yesterday watching this movie, and this is a great. I'm so glad we pulled it up from last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's it, man. We came to do the damn thing. We got it done. I'm the host of Fantasy Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host, Miss Tiffany Watt. Say goodbye to these lovely people, Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Always. More spooky next week, man. And until next week, we will be
on patrol.
time.